Tweet tweet. Hello. I'm gonna take a video of that for sure. That's beautiful.
Yeah, nice strong colors.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So while I was filming my last video, I noticed that I'm running low on art supplies. So I've got my sketchbook ready, got my reference up on my iPad, got my Derwent pencils and also some Crayolas, and yeah, it's pretty obvious that I might need to restock on some of my coloured pencils, but we'll see what we can do with what we've got. And I also mentioned that I wanted to look into getting some better paper. And I can also only push the paper so far. You might see there's a little bit of warping and the paper can only allow me to colour it in so much. So over the last weekend, I went to my local art shop and I bought a whole box of art supplies. I'm keen to get these unboxed as my cat, Asha, has been eyeing off this box to play with. So let's get started. So first up we have a mixed media pad. So the reason why I picked mixed media paper over just drawing paper is that I noticed a lot of the drawing paper was quite smooth, and I like the idea of taking advantage of paper that has more bumps to it. I think it's a bit easier to get the colour in there, at least in my experience. A bit boring, but I just decided to get some basic graphite pencils. A lot of the grey lead pencils that I have are from when I was in school or the cheapest I could find. And while they're good, they tend to leave a lot of smudging on the paper. So I thought that it's about time to get some proper drawing pencils. I saw these blender pens and I just thought it would be really cool to use those. I have the Derwent Coloursoft pencils and they're amazing for blending, and it's really great when you can use a white pencil to blend it all together. But I was really curious about these. Speaking of blending, I might have to put this a bit closer. I have to try and get it closer. So this is a Derwent blender pencil, and as I said before, I often use white pens to blend. So I'm very curious to see if a blending pencil might make a bit of a difference. We're in a blending era, it seems. I also got an eraser pencil. So basically all you do is just pump up the eraser and just use it as a pen. I have used an eraser pen before and it was really handy just for getting in those like tough little corners. Let's see what I've got. I just brought a basic set of Faber-Castell.
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 I think it's Faber-Castell. So I just brought a basic set of these pencils. Even though I own Derwent pencils, I also often use Crayolas in place of the Derwent pencils that I don't have. And also Crayolas are great. I don't mind using Crayolas, but the art shop I went to had no Crayolas, which was insane to me. So instead I just got these ones, and I'm hoping they just fill in the gaps that the more expensive pencils can't fill. It's time for the purchase I'm the most excited about. Prismacolors! I've never used Prismacolors before, but I've heard amazing things about them. Even when I was in the shop, the person running the cash register was just like, oh, I used to use Derwent pencils all the time thinking they were the best, but then I used Prismacolor and I was like, wow. So I think I've made a pretty good purchase decision. I mean, of course it's got a butterfly at the front. You know I'm gonna buy anything with a butterfly on it. And there's one last thing. This is just a simple black pencil. Honestly, it's just because I use black a lot for detailing. It's probably one of my most used pencils. So I think it was just a good idea to buy a separate one. So you might be wondering if I have any plans with all of these new art supplies. We've got Father's Day coming up. I thought I'd gift my dad a drawing. So there's a bit of a funny story behind this drawing idea. So way back, like I think I would have been in high school still, for Christmas, I decided to make all of my family members these really, detailed drawings. So I decided, I think pretty close to Christmas Day, to draw the Shaun the Sheep characters for my dad. My dad, at least while we were growing up, loved the show Shaun the Sheep. He'd watch it without us being in the room and watching it. He just really liked that show. And I mean, fair enough. Aardman is an amazing animation studio. We love Aardman in this house. So I think I must have just been so behind on everyone's gifts. And it got to the point where it was literally Christmas morning and I just was trying as fast as I could to just do some kind of drawing for my dad of the Shaun the Sheep characters. As you can imagine, I couldn't get it done in time, and Dad just did not end up with a Christmas present from me that year. I don't think he really cared. He doesn't really care about presents that much, but I've felt so bad ever since. Got the Prismacolors. So I thought, why not put them to good use and make that Shaun the Sheep drawing for my dad. And I was thinking using the nicer paper for it, so it can really hold those colors down. I was thinking as well of, once I'm done with it, I want to frame it and wrap it up and have it look all nice and professional as I can, and then he can maybe put it in his home office for work. I don't know. I just think it'd be a fun idea. I think I might have found the image. I'm not sure if it's a screen grab from the movie. It looks oddly familiar to me. It might be the reference I was trying to use when I was first drawing this image. I think we're ready to get started. Okay, so I've whipped up a quick sketch in my handy dandy sketchbook just because I'm a bit scared of doing it on the nice paper. I just wanted to block out the characters just to get the right scale, get everyone interacting correctly. I think I might even have a go at shading these characters just for fun, because I only used a 2H pencil to draw all of this, and it might be kind of fun to experiment with the different kinds of graphite pencils I've got. It might be good practice to do a grayscale shading before I approach a coloured version of it. Hello again. It is Thursday. So last night I was on a bit of a roll. I did that initial sketch. I also used the other graphite pencils to practice getting that shading and those tones in, and I think it's going quite well so far. The characters do look a bit creepy in black and white. I think I'm learning a lot about some lighting and shading. I also really enjoy working with pencil because it's really easy to shape a piece. I'm super excited because tonight I'm going to be seeing Wicked. It is a gorgeous Saturday afternoon, and I thought I'd take advantage of the beautiful beautiful weather by going out for a nice walk and admiring all the flowers. I went and saw Wicked last night, which was absolutely incredible. I'd actually seen it quite a few years ago, around about 8 or 9 years old, and I loved it back then, but I think there were some parts that I was kind of scared of. But now I'm an adult, I can appreciate the mastery that's gone into creating those sets, and I enjoyed a lot of the big powerful moments of the show. I'm super excited for the movie now. So I thought a fun idea to take a little bit of a break from the Shaun the Sheep piece would be to maybe practice using those Prismacolors to draw a cute and simple but also colourful Alphaba and Glinda piece. Just finished with this sketch. Now this sketch is based off 2 images. The first one is this one, which I found on Pinterest, and this is from a different production than the one that I saw of the show, but I really liked the pose. I feel like it represents the characters very well. And then I also used this image of the actresses who were in the show that I saw last night, because I thought might as well pay tribute to that. So I've tried to, not so much in the facial features, but more in like the costuming and the styling and stuff. I've sort of gone for my own interpretation of the characters. I think we're ready to take out our colours. Okay, so we've got all sorts of different pencils. Got Derwent Colour Softs, the Crayolas that I have left, the Faber-Castells that I brought, and of course the Prismacolors. So a lot to work with for this piece. It is Sunday night. So last night I actually did quite a bit. I got quite excited while working on this piece, so I jumped into colouring it in right away. And I have to say it's going quite well. I'm still using a mixture of all the different pencils that I've got, but wow, those Prismacolors sure are vibrant. I've started to add black into Alphaba's outfit, and because I've added those greens and reds and blues underneath the black, it's almost creating this kind of rainbow effect shining through. I think the whole thing with Alphaba as a character, we sort of see the Wicked Witch of the West as being this like dark, evil character, but as Wicked explores, there's much more nuance to the character. I really like the idea of the nuance of like, sure, she's wearing black, but there's all of this colour bursting out of it, and I find that really exciting. So it is Monday now, and I have just finished work for the day, and I just opened up my sketchbook ready to get started on the Wicked drawing, and had a look at my reference, had a look at the drawing, and then I had an idea. So you know how last night I was quite excited about adding those reds and blues underneath the black of Alphaba's dress to create sort of like a hidden rainbow effect? Well, I noticed in my references that there's sort of a bit of a yellow element to Glinda's dress, and I thought, why not try and create the same sort of hidden rainbow effect with Glinda's dress? Hello there, it's Kristen from the future. So this is being recorded days after I finished filming everything. So I ended up working on the Wicked drawing after I filmed everything else. I think I was starting to feel the time crunch for the Shaun the Sheep drawing. I also looked at my schedule next week, and it seems like I'm not as busy as what I thought. Of course, that could eventually shoot me in the foot. I'm hoping to get this piece done tonight. I might be able to actually start the Shaun the Sheep piece as well tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Hi friends. So I decided to put the Wicked drawing to the side, and then I worked on it after I had filmed everything else. So I'm happy to show you the finished piece. So I actually didn't think it needed that many touch-ups when I had finished working on it before moving on to the Shaun the Sheep drawing. So once I came back to this drawing, I realized that it actually needed a lot more work than I thought. I think because I had done that Shaun the Sheep drawing and had really worked with the different colors and the shading and really tried to make it pop as a piece, I thought I could push this Wicked piece a bit further. I decided to start adding sparkles to Glinda, specifically on her dress, because in the reference photo, her dress has sparkles on it. But as I was working on it, I was like, you know what? Elphaba is also a magical being. You know, she's a witch too. Why not add sparkles on her? Like a bit more sparingly, but still like let's add some sparkles on Elphaba. And then I ended up putting sparkles all over the whole piece, and it's just amazing just adding that touch of magic. I think I feel a lot better about it. Now on with the rest of the video. I must admit I'm not entirely sure how well this is going to go. It's tricky because the Shaun the Sheep characters are three-dimensional, technically, as they're made out of clay. And while I'm sure there are colouring pages and line art that exists of them, I would like to emulate that 3D aspect to them and have that shading and the light and yeah, make a lot of use of the colours. Did you know that Shaun the Sheep is super popular in Japan? I went to Japan way back in 2016 and I remember walking in a shopping centre in Osaka and there was just like a whole store dedicated to Shaun the Sheep, which was really cool. And of course I took lots of photos for my dad. Okay, so it's Friday. Didn't do any work last night, but on Wednesday night I was on a bit of a roll, so I started to layer some interesting colours. And I remember because it was getting so late, I was just sort of thinking, oh, this looks kind of ugly. But now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of cool. And I'm really interested to add some more colours over the top to see what we can play with. Another nostalgic memory with Shaun the Sheep is that my 3DS used to have this like video app. And they used to release, you know, videos, whether it was promotional content or trailers for movies or just like little short films. It was actually a lot of fun. And one of the short films was Shaun the Sheep playing on the 3DS. And I remember thinking that was really cool. Hello again. So I've been dealing with a little bit like with some sleep issues over the last week. I don't know, I just haven't been able to sleep very well and it's been affecting my productivity a bit. But I've been able to keep at, like I've still been able to do my work, I've been able to sort of keep at this drawing, but I'm not working at an especially fast pace. I know it's been a little frustrating, I must admit. It's Father's Day tomorrow. Thing is, like I am on the home stretch, so I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to finish it by tomorrow. But yeah, it's been a tad frustrating. I haven't been this frustrated with working on a drawing in a while, but hopefully once I'm done with it, I can feel better about what I've produced. I just wanted to show you something to do with the background. So I've started working on the sky and I'm using two Prismacolors, just two different light blue Prismacolors to do it. And it's so vibrant, like if I was to use one of these, so if I was to color in here, look how dark it is, and I'm barely pressing down. And I was like, oh no, I guess that's my fault for using Prismacolors. But then I realized that I haven't used the Derwent blender pens yet. And basically how it works is, I don't know, it kind of reminds me a lot of, you know, using pencils, and I've got some pencils like this that are watercolor pencils, and then you put water over it and then it all sort of merges together. These pencils aren't watercolor pencils, but if you take your blender pen, you can kind of just move it out a bit, and I feel like it's creating a really cool effect that looks a bit more like a sky. I would also just like to mention that you don't need to use fancy pencils and art supplies to create a nice piece for a gift. Last year, I drew all the Encanto characters for a gift for my friend, and I did it only with Crayolas, and I think it turned out pretty alright, especially better than my first attempt. Yeah, you definitely don't need fancy pencils to make a nice drawing. I just wanted to give some different supplies a try. Yay, it's all done. Got it in its frame. I think it's looking nice. I'm happy that it's all done now. Thank you for following me on another art journey. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it, and I'll see you next time, whenever that may be.